There are three general anger profiles, which are exploder, stuffer, and combination. We will be taking a look at each anger profile to help you determine which one you fit into and how you can best manage and deal with your anger in a healthy manner. Signs that you might be an exploder include physical sensation in the body, like indigestion, headaches, or throbbing chest. Identifying being angry is just the way you were born. Using anger to control or silence other people or animals. Having lost valued relationships due to anger issues. Losing control when angry, like raising your voice, throwing things, hitting things, etc. After an angry episode, you later ask yourself what happened. You're angry more than you're happy. You sometimes act angry in an effort to get your own way. When someone gives you constructive criticism, you get angry. You have difficulty letting go of issues you've had with other people. You get more angry the more you think about something that makes you angry. You obsess about a problem or a triggering event over and over again to the point where you can't think about anything else. Anger is expressed before even thinking. You're drawn into situations that bring out your anger. If several of these statements ring true for you, you may be an exploder. Exploders feel intense emotion and will do just about anything to put a lid on it. Most of the time, they blow up on the closest person to them, whether that's proximity or safety of the relationship. Exploders are generally triggered by feeling wronged and look for a target at which to focus their anger on. It could be the actual person, place, or thing that caused the anger in the first place, but it can also be an innocent bystander, spouse, significant other, child, coworker, etc. Exploders are overwhelmed by the uncomfortable emotion of anger and seek to vent. It may feel like that anger is an energy that must be removed from their body as soon as possible. Exploders don't know how to tolerate angry feelings long enough to get clear on what's really going on at the root of the issue. When in an angry rage, they lose their rational thought. Typically, an exploder's expression of anger is simply unloading that rage onto others. Most of the time, the real issue is missed entirely. Many times, exploders are lacking emotional support from driving people who care for them, forcing them away. They're lonely. They feel lost in their relationships. A deep-rooted issue for exploders is a feeling of not being good enough and that they're somehow flawed. They might have grown up in families where they weren't made to feel important or special. Maybe they didn't receive a lot of positive attention. They use anger as a means to push people away for safety and distance. Feeling isolated and fearing abandonment, they protect themselves by rejecting someone else before that someone has a chance to reject them. Exploders are generally drawn to being feared, dominant, powerful, and in control. They may be at a point where anger is simply part of their daily routine. They're angry a lot of the time and don't even know why. It's typically the result of a deep-rooted issue from their past that they're still hurting from. Hurt people hurt people. Hurt people bleed on those who didn't cut them when they don't dig deep and resolve issues from the past. Anger serves as a mask to cover up the pain. Being angry and negative is their emotional norm, unfortunately. They're generally pessimistic and throw plenty of tantrums. Signs that you might be a suppressor. Covering up feelings of depression, suffering from addiction or substance abuse, including food, sex, gambling, drugs, alcohol, etc. Hesitant about pursuing goals or making lifestyle changes. Self-criticism or feeling guilty is a regular occurrence. You take on other people's problems, making them your responsibility, or enabling others with unhealthy behaviors. Listen to loud music, go on shopping sprees, exercise too much. They physically and emotionally withdraw from other people. They get lost in video games, TV, hobbies. They immerse themselves in work or other projects. Suppressors will do just about anything to keep the peace, even if the decision or behavior supported isn't in their best interest. Some suppressors think that anger is destructive and needs to be avoided at all costs. They also believe that confrontation needs to be avoided at all costs. Suppressors are aware of their anger and are able to feel it building up within them. Instead of releasing it, they bury it and they hide it. They're worried about the consequences of releasing their anger. Suppressors put a lot of effort into being nice and being a good person. At times, they may exhibit passive-aggressive behaviors because they're so full of bottled up anger it slips out inadvertently. To a suppressor, showing anxiety is much more acceptable than showing anger. They'll allow anxiety to take over their actual feelings of anger. Suppressors may take on a victim mentality where they're willing to take the abuse from other people in an effort to sweep things under the rug or hold on to that relationship even if it's unhealthy. They'll blame themselves for the negative behavior of others. They'll come to the conclusion that they don't deserve anyone that treats them well, or come up with excuses for their abuser's unhealthy behaviors. In essence, they're giving other people permission to dump all over them. The basic message that anger is intended to deliver is that something needs to be dealt with. If we avoid the feelings, they'll just show up later as a limit on how much joy we feel. They'll show up as disease, anxiety, depression, a whole host of other things. Lastly, signs that you might be a combination. You used to be an exploder and or a suppressor. You exhibit general emotional avoidance habits. You have suppressor tendencies, but you have random exploder episodes. You overreact to minor things more often than not. You deny anger or keep it at bay. Maybe you're impatient, cranky, or irritable. Maybe your reactions are out of proportion to triggering events. You react to unaddressed pain from the past. You have feelings of guilt after an angry episode. People who are a combination, unfortunately, carry aspects of each side of the spectrum of exploders and suppressors. The level to which anger is felt is dependent upon how safe they feel in the situation and the people involved. After identifying which anger profile you are, you're able to become aware of how you react and how you respond to anger. Take a good look at your life to figure out where you learn this behavior from. Assess how this behavior is now affecting your life. Without awareness, change is very difficult. Now that you have this awareness, it's up to you to determine how the cost of anger has impacted your life, your positivity, and how negative you might be. You get to decide if you're going to continue lugging the pain around that's bottled up within you, or if you're going to heal through it for increased quality of life.